Hi, I'm Bill Pollock, and welcome to Missouri Net Mornings. I came across a survey or a poll that was done by Answers.com about the 10 worst sports franchises on the pro level of all time. And I agree with some of the list. There's some Missouri ties to the list, and so I thought it was kind of interesting to go through it, kind of share what they have, and give you my thoughts as well. Number 10, they have the Buffalo Bills, who went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost all 4. And have done nothing since. You know, I think if you're going to consider the Buffalo Bills, I mean, listen, you get to the Super Bowl, it's tough to win any championship, regardless of what sport you're in. So the fact that they went to 4 in a row and lost all 4, they were awful close against the New York Giants. I don't know if I would count them on the list. And if you're going to consider them, then you've got to consider the Minnesota Vikings as 10B because they've also lost 4 Super Bowls. So I don't know about that one. The Toronto Maple Leafs at number 9. 1967 was the last time that they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Longest drought in hockey, tied with the St. Louis Blues, who have not won a Stanley Cup. Now, the Blues, when they were an expansion team and added with 6 other teams, when the NHL went from 6 to 12, they were in a division with the Minnesota North Stars, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Golden Seals, and then I'm missing one more in there. Anyway, what they would do is those 6 teams were in a division, and then the original 6 were in a division, and then the winners of those divisions played each other in the Stanley Cup. That's how it worked out. And the Blues made it the first 3 years of existence, but then always lost to one of the original 6 teams. So while their futility, at least with no cups so far, I don't think you can put St. Louis on the list because they also went 25 years in a row while making the playoffs. Number 8, they do have the Phoenix Coyotes, another hockey team, and I'd have to agree with this one. They're terrible on the ice. They went bankrupt. They were taken over by the NHL due to poor management. As the Winnipeg Jets, before they moved to Phoenix, they had lost 26 games in a row at one point, so I like that one. Number 7, they have the New York Jets. Number 6 is the Kansas City Royals. 2 winning seasons since 1994. Answer.com says the only reason that they're not on top of this list is because they were good prior to the mid-'90s, prior to the strike, and of course, they've got the '85 World Series. They have the New York Mets in here at number 5. I'm not sure I agree with that one. They've got a couple of World Series titles, 69, the Miracle Mets, 86. They have been atrocious and a mess, and they've had some ownership issues over the last few years, so they could certainly fall somewhere in there. Number 4, the Arizona Cardinals. Again, if you look at that whole franchise, the Arizona Cardinals, they made it to the Super Bowl once with Kurt Warner, came very close to beating Pittsburgh, but they were a mess with the Bidwells here in St. Louis, and then before that, the Chicago Cardinals, it was a mess, although they'd won a couple of world championships late in the late 20s, early 30s. I'm okay with that one. Number 3 is the L.A. Clippers. Donald Sterling, enough said. I mean, that franchise was a joke up until a couple of years ago when they were making the playoffs. Number 2, I found this one interesting, the Detroit Lions. They've won just 1 playoff game since 1960. And can you guess the number 1, the worst franchise? It's got to be the Chicago Cubs, right? Absolutely. That's what Answers.com says. No World Series since 1908. Now, I think there's some franchises that were left off of this list that need to be taken into consideration. What about the Cleveland Indians? No World Series title since 1948. They were in 2 back in the mid-'90s and lost those. How about the Cleveland Browns? No playoff wins since 1964. I mean, if you're going to put the Detroit Lions in there with only a playoff game since 1960, I think you've got to look at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland's just a huge mistake. And then the Charlotte Bobcats and the Hornets franchise. Awful for the NBA. That team shouldn't even be around. So that's the list. Couple of ties to Missouri in here, but overall, pretty solid list. But yeah, Cubs number 1, Detroit Lions number 2. I like that one. We've got the list, the full list printed for you right here at this with this story at MissouriNet.com. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.